Magic the Gathering cards have various rarities, from the ordinary common to the mythic rare.
And Pauper is a format where you play only with commons.
Decks are cheap, but can be very powerful.
We had our viewers vote on one deck to represent every year of the Pauper format, and had a field of the strongest Pauper content creators pilot them in a 5-round tournament.
And we finally have it. We have a top 8 of what could possibly be the best Pauper decks of all time.
And we will be bringing you all of the elimination rounds, and after 7 videos, we will finally be able to name a best Pauper deck ever. Felicia?
Carl?
You're on the play because
I am.
A-Pass came higher than Salt and Pauper in the Swiss rounds. It's okay, I'll make Salt and Pauper proud and win this match.
Let's go for it. All right. This is not an easy matchup. We're playing Drake combo, and we see some of our game plan here. It's gonna start with a Peregrine Drake and a Ghostly Flicker, and ideally we want an Archaeomancer on the board that immediately gives us infinite mana, because you play the Peregrine Drake, untap your 5 lands, then you Ghostly Flicker, Peregrine Drake, and Archaeomancer. Both come back in. The Archaeomancer gets the Ghostly Flicker back, the Peregrine Drake untaps 5 lands, but you only use 3 for Ghostly Flicker, so you have 2 mana floating. You do that an infinite amount of times. With infinite mana, you can either infinitely flicker the Seagate Oracle and Archaeomancer to draw through your entire deck, sift through your deck, find the Rolling Thunder we already have, and then win the game. So,
do you like your hand?
I'm gonna keep it.
We're playing a strong deck today. It's called Turbo Initiative. This deck abuses of a mechanic so badly that is only legal for about a month, and it got 4 cards immediately banned as soon as it was legal in Pauper. Now this hand represents exactly what we're going to do, because we have 2 cards that have the keyword initiative. It's a fun keyword. It was made for a multiplayer environment where someone gets the initiative and they start getting marginal advantage, and when people attack them, there's 4 players, there's bound to be someone who will attack you and take the initiative from you. So in 1v1, this mechanic is bonkers. It was banned in almost every format in which it was legal. Most of my deck are mana enablers, like we see in my hand here, Cabal Ritual, Lotus Petal, and then the initiative creatures. The whole goal of the deck is to dump your hand onto the board on turn 1 or 2, put an initiative creature, and then hope it snowballs the game fast enough. I'm going to keep it as well.
All right, I'm gonna go to 21 with my split product.
How will I win now?
That will be the deciding factor.
If I put you down to 1 at the end of this video, I swear. I'll draw for turn. Play a funky land. It's a peat bog. It doesn't gain me 1 life. What happens is it enters tapped with 2 counters on it, and every time I tap it, I make 2 black mana. But the second time I tap it, I sacrifice it.
Pretty good.
Some would say.
Draw for turn. I'll play Mountain and pass the turn.
I will draw. Now I have an Underdark Explorer in hand and a Battle Ranger. Both of them are very good creatures, but I'll have to get rid of a lot of resources to put them into play. Now, the Explorer has a much better clock. It has 5 power, it'll swing for 7 after those 2+1/+1 counters. But Felicia's main removal spells are Lightning Bolt and Flame Slash. Flame Slash is 4, Lightning Bolt deals 3, meaning both of these can deal with the Explorer, but they can't deal with the Battle Ranger, which has 5 toughness. I will attempt to play a Lotus Petal. It's a 0 mana spell that I can sacrifice and add it's like a third of a Black Lotus. Some would say it's a third as good. I'll add 2 black mana. I'm gonna use it to play Cabal Ritual, which is an instant. It costs 2 and it adds 3 black mana to my pool. I will sacrifice my Petal to add a blue, and I will play a Vicious Battle Rager. It's a 1/5. When it enters the battlefield, I take the initiative. Now this is an important thing that we'll see in a few seconds if it resolves.
That's the wrong one. This Flame Slash kills 8 out of the 12 initiative creatures, but not those 4. The 5 toughness is just a bit too much. That resolves.
Let's go down a winding road.
Oh
Felicia.
God.
So now I have something called the initiative. I will have this until you deal damage to me.
Yeah.
If you deal damage to me, you get the initiative. Once I go down the initiative, I venture into the Undercity. It's a D&D mechanic. So whenever I take the initiative, like right now, and on every one of my upkeeps, if I have the initiative, I get to venture further into this dungeon. In the first room, I get to search my deck for a land and put it into my hand. That's it. I'll put a swamp into my hand, and then I will play another peat bog. Go.
Draw for turn. We're going to start with a Preordain.
Okay.
1 on top, 1 on bottom.
Ooh, that's half good.
And we're just gonna play an island and pass the turn.
I'll venture into the dungeon. 2 paths lay ahead of me. You play a lot of D&D. You know what this is like.
I do.
Either I enter the Lost Well, which allows me to scry 2, or I enter the Forge, where I get to put 2+1/+1 counters on target creature.
I've heard the Lost Well is lovely that time of year. You should totally check it out.
This is
Why would you go into the Forge?
Vicious
Forges suck.
Battle Rager. All I know is Forge. I'll put 2 counters on it, and then I'll draw for turn. I'll start by attacking. I would like to swing this sideways.
Take 3.
And then I'll play a Swamp. And it was really fun going into the Undercity with you, so I'll do it again. I will sacrifice this peat bog, adding 2 mana. I will remove a counter to make this 4 mana, and then 5. And I will play an Underdark Explorer. When it enters the battlefield, I will visit the trap. Oh no, it's a trap, but not for me, for you!
How is that how traps work? That is not, I don't feel immersed.
And it's a 5/3 with Menace, or Menace, if you're spicy. I'll pass the turn.
Right, I'll untap and draw. I'm gonna cast a Seagate Oracle. ETBs, I'm gonna look at the top 2 cards. Take this one.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Did you forget to play a land?
I wish I did.
Oh no, Felicia. I'm going to venture into the archives. I'm going to draw a card for the archives and a card for turn. I'm going to start by attacking.
I go to 5.
I'm going to play an island. Tap 2, and then, oh no, my peat bog! I must be really bad at farming peat bogs because they keep dying. And I'm going to play an Aarakocra Sneak. It's a 1/4 flyer, but when it enters the battlefield, most importantly, I go into the Throne of Dead 3. When I enter that room, I look at the top 10 cards of my library. You get to take a creature, which might just be the Simian Spirit Guide here, and put it into play with 3+1. It will be the Simian Spirit. This is not the best Throne of the Dead 3 Kings I've ever seen. With 3+1/+1 counters.
That is so many. Pretty good.
I would say so, yes.
I'll untap and draw. Okay, the way we're gonna do this is we will Flame Slash the Aarakocra Sneak.
No, my bird. It's gone.
Lightning Bolt the Explorer.
Oh no, it's so lightning boltable.
I'm gonna play my second island. I'm gonna pass the turn.
I will venture to the dungeon. Back to the secret entrance. I'll get myself a swamp. And I'll draw a card. You're toast, Felicia. I'll play a swamp.
I need you to draw badly for me to have a chance here.
Take 4. And snuff out this Seagate Oracle. I notice you have 2 blue up. Oh, it just goes. All right.
It just goes away.
I'll attack for 8.
Close, yeah.
Next
All
game.
right, game 2. We are going to take a bit more of a controlling route. We are going to remove the lightning bolt because they really don't kill enough creatures here. And we're also going to take out the firebolt because that one is atrocious in this matchup. Also, I would like to shave some of the sorcery speed plays on for 3 mana. So remove some Seagate Oracles, remove Compulsive. And in return, we get access to Pyroblast, we get access to Dispel and Curfew. Now, Curfew, not an ideal answer, but it can answer the 5 toughness initiative creatures in a pinch.
Now, Felicia's deck is a control deck that wins with a combo finish. The combo finish, we've got a lot of removal spells, we've got counter spells, we've got ways to prevent that from happening if ever it gets there, but we need to prevent her control game plan first. So we're gonna bring in these 3 Duresses, which will remove counter spells or removal spells out of her hand. We'll bring in these 2 Dispels, which will do the same thing. It'll manage to counter them unless they're a Flame Slash. Now we have to pull out some cards. We're gonna pull out Crypt Rats because she doesn't have a lot of creatures. It's good at kind of taking care of our board, but it's a little bit slow. We're gonna bring out these 2 Aarakocra Sneaks because I'm pretty sure she's removing her Lightning Bolts post board. So the Battle Ragers are fine and the Sneaks deal the least amount of damage. We need to close the game really quickly.
Game 2.
You ready for the play?
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it.
I want this hand's garbage. Turbo Initiative is a funny deck because it revolves around using all your resources into one big thing and then crossing your fingers and hoping it works. I don't have that one big thing in hand right now, but it's okay. All I need is maybe 4 or 5 cards to make it work. So I can mulligan aggressively until I have a perfect hand. 7. Still not good enough. This is the same issue. I have the initiative card, but I don't have any black source to enable these mana enhancement cards to play it early. So once again, it's okay. It's fine. We'll go down to 5 cards. If the 5 cards are good, we can just win. 5. I can do 5. I could even do 4. I'd rather not.
I'm cool with you doing 4. Don't let me slow you down.
Oh, this is a tough one because I have the mana enablers. I have the initiative creatures, but I don't have any lands. And this all depends on how confident I am. Now, I'll draw a land. As soon as I play a initiative creature, it will go get me a second land. I just need 1 to get the ball rolling. I am on the draw, so I'm drawing 1 extra card. I have a fair amount of lands in my deck. I'm not under the fastest pressure against Felicia's combo control deck. She will usually win on turn 5 if I leave her unattended, but I do feel like I can draw a land in the first or second turn. It's tough. I'm not super happy about this, but I'll put these 2 down.
All right, I'll go to 21. Go ahead.
There's a lot riding on this draw. I like my chances. I'll flip it. Oh, perfect. That's where I wanted it to go.
Universe.
You don't even know what I had, but I think my intentions are clear by the stress I had.
Yeah. Did you keep a no lander?
I'll play just 2 lotus petals.
I feel seeing this.
This is 2/3 of a black lotus.
God.
I'm going to sack a lotus petal to make a black and tap this swamp to generate 3 mana. I have 3 floating. I will sacrifice the other one to make a blue and play an Aarakocra Sneak.
Yeah.
It's a 1/4. It enters the battlefield. We venture into the dungeon. Put on your hard hat. I will go into, thank you very much. I'll get a basic land and put it into my hand. I will get an island.
Yeah. Really happy for you.
I'm glad we can share in this together.
I was being sarcastic.
I thought we were friends.
I'll draw for turn. Sure would like to have a Flame Slash, but I have a Preordain.
I was so scared of a frame slash.
Try to put those to the bottom.
Oh, I bet they're really good.
Draw.
I was being sarcastic now.
Oh, you know what I drew?
Flame slash?
Flame Slash.
Oh, that's convenient. Well, you told me that the Lost Well was pretty fun. So I'll scry 2. Oh, I will keep both of these on top. I'm going to draw this one for turn.
Yeah.
I'll play an island, and I will Jurassic. Which I look at your hand. You reveal a. Ooh. Oh. This, I heard,
That's the
is
combo,
pretty good in
is it?
combination. Ooh. So she has the combo essentially in hand. With the Ghostly Flicker and the Drake, she can make infinite mana. If she has draw spells or anything, she can just draw into a way to immediately win the game. And this deck is scary because when it does immediately draw into winning the game, it can. So you would be inclined to take the Ghostly Flicker. She only has 1. She has a few Archaeomancies to bring it back, but it would really slow her down and it'd potentially save me from just losing on the spot. But we have to notice that her land enters the battlefield tapped. So she can't play the Seagate Oracle, and she doesn't have enough lands to get to the Drake. So if I just take the Ghostly Flicker, she'll play the tap land, she can't play the Seagate Oracle, and she'll keep up Pyroblast, meaning if I draw something to play the Sneak in my hand, if I draw a Lotus Petal or a Simian Spirit Guide, then she can counter it. I can't play it. I know she has a Pyroblast, she can keep it up forever. But if I take the Pyroblast, she can't play the combo, she plays the tap land, she doesn't play the Oracle. So I think I'm gonna take the Pyroblast here, although it's worse. She's forced to keep it up at next turn anyway, so she's forced to counter my creature, and I really need a creature on the board. So we're gonna do the worst thing and take the Pyroblast.
Cool, yeah. Untap and draw. I will go to 22. Pass it on to you.
The advantage bar is going ever more in your favor. I will go into the stash, which will give me
A treasure.
and then I'll draw for turn. And then, as I kept a no-lander, I will have to chill a little bit.
All right, untap and draw. I will attempt a Seagate Oracle.
I've had a peek in your hand, and I know you don't have a lot of land, so I'm gonna lose focus.
Yeah, sure. Play a land.
Oh no!
Go to
I'll untap.
yeah.
I'll go into the Catacombs, which is another cool place, because I have more friends there. It's gonna make me a 4/1 skeleton with Minache.
It's so big.
It's so big!
So big.
I will draw for turn. I will exile the Simian Spirit Guide. Last game, it attacked you for 5. This game, I'm just throwing it away to create 1 red mana. I will tap black and blue and sacrifice this treasure to play an Aarakocra Sneak. And I venture into the dungeon furthermore.
Yeah.
Now let's see if I can get anything more than a Simian Spirit Guide, because I'm going to reveal the top 10 cards in my library. So you have 3 cards in hand. If you top deck a land, you have a chance of just winning the game. You can make infinite mana. This has to be good. Okay, there's a creature. We're fine. I will put an Undercity Explorer into the battlefield, and yes, it enters with 3 counters. And the neat thing is because it enters the initiative again, I go back at the secret entrance,
You do that.
and I'll go get a swamp.
Yeah.
I will get a swamp, and I'll play it. And you know that I'm out of cards. So if you have something, you can go for it now.
I'll
give
try.
you my blessing.
I will start by evoking a Muldrifter.
Ooh, I love that one.
Evoke trigger, draw trigger.
Yes,
I'll draw 2 cards first.
but unfortunately, since you don't have any 1 mana flicker effect, bye-bye fish.
It goes away. I'll then follow up with a Preordain. I think with both of those to the bottom. Draw a card. And then we will play an Is It Boiler Works? Return them onto my hand. Pass it on to you.
So you have 5 cards, 5 cards. One of them's a mountain, one of them's a drake, one of them's a ghostly flicker, and 2 mystery cards. So I'm gonna go into the forge.
Yeah.
I need to maximize damage output here because you are scarily close to winning. I'll draw a card. I will declare attacks.
And I'll take it.
And I will pass to you.
I will untap and I'll draw. All right, I'm just going to
That's 5.
cast a Drake.
Hello, Drake. You make such beautiful music.
All right, I untap my lands. I'm gonna add another mountain here,
Okay.
and then I'll pass the turn.
You'll pass a turn.
I'll pass the turn.
I'll go into the trap. I will draw. I will declare attacks. I'll attack with everything.
It's just too much. I'll declare blocks.
Okay.
I'll block here,
All right.
and I will curfew.
Ooh, I love curfew. Well, as it's being blocked, I'll bring the sneak back to my hand.
That was the right move. If you take this back, actually, I have a good chance of winning.
Really dodged a bullet there.
I can gain 2 life with this flicker.
Oh,
You got it.
good games.
You got it. That went as expected. What's happening out there?
I don't know. It sounds like the apocalypse.
I'd love that.
You would love the apocalypse.
It would be so fun.
Everyone's screaming in pain, and you're just.